On this edition of Test Drive, I'm recapping a race I did in the 360 wing sprint car at Williams Grove. This is the week 1, which is week 3. Yeah, regardless, let's take a look at the race. Alright, so apologies. You're going to see the replay bars. I wanted you to see the inputs that I'm doing. This is a replay. Getting set for the green. Dive down into turn 1. Got to stay high. These guys get squirrely up ahead. Still stay to the outside. Give plenty of room. I qualified with a full fuel load. I didn't do a qualifying setup. This, literally, I got my C license and immediately jumped in the race. I had, like, I think a minute or two to spare. And then that's trying to cut the car way down, trying to give that guy plenty of room. This is a problem. Most people have a hard time holding their line right now. Learning that they can't just cut back across the track, because a lot of time can be lost on the outside. And he apologized later. It's not a big deal. I got tagged in the rear there. And that's because I made a mistake and kind of threw the car in. But anyway, the 8 car apologized later and just said it wasn't a big deal. As again, you've got to give some room. You've got to kind of anticipate people making these kinds of moves. So it makes it very exciting in the least. And we're going to cut out the yellow, and I will see you when we come back to green. A very exciting first few laps there. We do get yellows in the C-Class stuff, so the 360 and the Pros. Here we go. Very hard to start in the middle of the corner, especially at Williams Grove with the tighter turns, so just got to measure yourself on the start. Want to stay low, give everybody plenty of room. You can see the dry spot starting to form, and I want to keep my tires in the nice wet and tacky stuff. Again, trying to give people enough room. I didn't change the setup, except I added a gallon of fuel because I didn't know how much fuel I was going to burn. In the 305s, if I used the Williams Grove setup, I actually got close to running out of fuel, so I actually add a gallon. Get back down to the bottom of the track. You can see we lost the number 1 car, which was Michael Sellers. He ended up going into the pits. And looks like another yellow flag. Back again from caution. Caution laps do count. On one hand, it's good. On one hand, it's bad. Oh, you know. It could take a really long time without counting the caution laps right now, so it doesn't bother me too much. Here we go. Vincent leads us to the green. I saw somebody poke around the outside, so I'm going to give him plenty of room and park the car down low. Try not to sling the car going in. Still got some fuel weight going on. That will carry the back end of the car. Now just trying to get these... Oh! Whoa! Well... that did and didn't work out so good. That was not a, that was not planned in the least. Looks like the 11 car, let's see, what's his name? Devin. There we go. Yeah, Devin looked like he checked up a little bit, got a little sideways, and I think those other guys tried to avoid him and just... You know, when you're in the slick like that and you make an abrupt move, it's pretty hard to save, so I think it was just a racing deal. I don't think that was anybody's fault in particular. And we'll come back. Alright, we're coming back for another green flag restart. Double file. Pretty interesting how we do double files in the 360 series. May want to do a single file and let the 410s do the double, but doesn't matter. The 8 car has no wing, and that is one of the flaws that has been found, is there's no damage to losing the front or top wing. You know, there's no aero penalty per se, so they can still keep running like they had a wing on the top of the car. I know this is getting addressed, but I thought that was an interesting state to let it be released in, where you could crash and keep running like that. So I gave the 10 car plenty of room. Now I've got to work to get back by. Get close to going 3 wide. Yep, had to give some room there, but got by the 10 car. And a yellow flag. And I think what happened was the 8 and the 10 car got together, but we'll take a look at the replay. Again, you know, that whole no top wing, I'm pretty sure there's no penalty. You know, you're not losing any of the aero effect. But I've seen it being addressed that the aero effect is being adjusted, so when you lose the front wing and the top wing, that you actually, the car handles differently, which it should. It should not handle the same way without the wing on top. Alright, starting on the outside, front row is pretty tough. So I'm going to try to time it right. I've actually been black flagged for jumping the start. Looks like Devin's a fellow ISR supporter, so thank you. The main thing is not to let everybody else go by. I thought I heard somebody underneath me, so I'm just going to run it up high. And now we're in second, so now we can start working on Devin. I can already tell I'm going to be faster on the inside, so now it's a matter of finding where he's running and getting a good run out of the turn. So he's running up high. He's going to keep his momentum up. Good idea. So nice 2 wide racing. And what I'm trying to do didn't work so well then, but I dropped the right rear air pressure by a pound and it's a little tight. But I don't want to move the wing forward. So what I'm actually trying to do is put the right rear in the dry going in, get the tire to unhook just a little bit, get the RPMs up, and then come across in the wet part of the track and really shoot off the turn. But Devin's holding ground, so we're going to try what he's doing. Then square up the turn, drop down off the bottom. I'm going to try this turn as well. Drop it down to the inside, see if we can get a run coming out of the turn. Almost. So now I know what kind of a move I can hopefully get done. Too far in the dry. Still there. But I think I got him now. Yep. And a 35 lap race as of lap 27. We are out front. And you can't see the mirror or anything like that, but we start to pull away quite a bit. Try to run his line again. And again, it's all about searching. Using your relative display is a big help. I do use the spotter and I do use the rear view mirror. Because, hey, it's available. You know, I would prefer if everything was equal and we weren't running a rearview mirror. But we're sim racing, and we don't have the same awareness factor, I feel, as in real life. So I just like to see where everybody else is running. I like to watch the relative. Am I slowing down compared to the rest of the field, or are we all slowing down at the same rate? And I believe somewhere in here I end up running my fastest lap. You can hear the car start to RPM just at the end of the turn, or going into the turn, rather. Nice, smooth throttle, nice, smooth steering inputs. You know, as smooth as you can be. The car's going to move around a lot. And I've kind of tightened the car up. I've got a little more fuel than I should have. But I won't find that out until the end of the race, that I've got like 2 or 3 gallons too much. Trying a little different line there. Go across the slick stuff, grab the tacky again. Really, dirt is all about like experimenting, being smooth, kind of understanding where you're fast and where you can improve. And then sometimes it's only going to give you so much. I think another big thing I'm watching people do is try to just be flat foot, and the car carries out too far coming off the turn. And right now the outside is not fast enough because the inside still has some moisture down there. If it was dry further down, then I don't think I would be able to run the bottom line as well as I am. There we go. Alright, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this. It's a little different take on what I normally do for a test drive. Doing a complete commentary in replay, but again, I wanted to show you guys the wheel and throttle position. I've got a lot of people asking me, you know, how to drive these cars, the setup, and this just shows you that I didn't change anything in the setup, except I dropped the right rear air pressure by a pound, just because I was anticipating having possibly to run in the dry a little bit. And then I added fuel because I wasn't sure if I was going to make it to the end. Because in the 305 around this track, the baseline fuel just didn't get me all the way to the end. For all the latest in sim racing news, you can hit up isrtv.com. You can follow me if you like at Strange_Billy. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next test drive.